I'm Jaewon Kong, reporter with The Deal. Joining me today, senior editor John Marino. We're here to talk about Blackstone and its biggest deal to date, Hilton Hotels. Blackstone is selling properties and cutting secondary stock deals. What does this mean for Hilton?
Well, what it means right now for Hilton is soon they're going to see a new biggest shareholder. It may not come for a number of years, but Blackstone has already said that they're looking to pare down their stake in the hotel. They started off with a stake in about the 70% range, and they keep selling about 11% of their stake every time they go out to market. After the company went public in 2013, they didn't sell any of their stock in the IPO, but twice now in 2014, they've offloaded shares. They brought back in about $5 billion in cash, and that means a lot for them.
That's interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about, what's next for Blackstone?
Well, for the private equity firm themselves, this is an important deal, and that's why they're, kind of taking their time and making sure that they get the investment right. And what's next for them is that the private equity firm, A, is going to pare down their stake, but B, more importantly, they're going out right now, they're raising a fund for $16 billion or greater. It's, for a private equity investor like Blackstone that only does flagship funds, it's a really big deal, and this investment is going to go a real long way for them, they hope.
So what does Hilton mean for Blackstone?
Well, what it ultimately means for Blackstone is that their quote-unquote crown jewel may not be as bad of a deal as once thought. They had to mark the asset down in 2010 during the financial crisis. And when you look back over time, some of the other private equity firms' signature deals, quote-unquote, like KKR or TPG, which invested in TXU, they have failures now going back on their scorecard. Obviously, the jury is still out for Dell and Silver Lake, but for this particular deal, it has the potential to validate an entire portfolio, a fund of nearly $20 billion, and that means a lot for the private equity firm as they go get ready to take more capital back in.
All right, thank you for joining us, John. I'm Jaewon Kong, and that's The Deal.